Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. Today is 2021, July 3rd. Tomorrow is July 4th, the birthday of America. And today, as the American would say, this is the long weekend. Today is Saturday, and here is San Francisco time. San Francisco, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So what are we going to do today? So if you have a question for me, put it in the chat box with my name, okay? Hi, Xah. I was wondering, what do you think of this and that? Hello, Cortez. So, okay, so otherwise, I'm gonna start to do some Emacs, okay? So let's go to Talk Show in the pink window, and I wanted to show you, let's talk about some recent happenings in Emacs as a prelude. So Bob says, I want to buy Kyle Box Navy switches. They are super heavy. Do you recommend against it? That's fine. But like I said, if you have repetitive strain injury, or if you type a whole lot, like continuously more than 1 hour a day, if you lock your key strokes, you'll know, then I would recommend linear light switches. I talked about it in my last video too. Linear light switches, such as no more than 45 grams of force required to activate the key. So if you type a lot, as by a key lock, really a lot, and if you have a hand pen, then you want linear light switches. Otherwise, whichever key switches, that's fine, such as the Happy Hacking Topper. Okay, so let's talk. Let me tell you something about Emacs. Okay, so there's a updated command, and thanks to Divine Dominion, Christian Tietz, who helped me debug this command. Okay, so in Emacs, in applications we have copy and paste, and in Emacs you can have all paste histories. So you press a key, you can see all the paste histories, there. So that's this command, show key or ring. You can see I called the command right there in the pink window, and you can find the source code. So that's one thing new. Then there is I want to see what to talk about, something. Yeah, key switches, it's kind of personal, okay? So some people have heavy hands, you might prefer a heavy switch. Linear, red switch is too light for you. It's uncomfortable. But as I said, if you have, hand pen or type a lot, linear switches is probably your best choice. Otherwise, it's kind of personal. Nobody can say. So there's a question. Pixel Outlaw says, do you think it's possible to make a small diagram, drag and drop flow chart maker with Emacs SVG library and mouse click operations? Do you think it's possible to make a small diagram, drag and drop flow chart? What do you mean drag? Okay, drag and drop. You mean like user interface. Flowchart maker with Emacs SVG library, and which one? What is Emacs SVG library and mouse click operations? You mean within Emacs? So clarify your question. So you mean you want to generate a SVG diagram? Just say a little diagramming tool. So first question is, are you talking about generating the diagram to be viewed inside Emacs, or do you mean generated and view it in browser and interactive in the browser? Do you mean within Emacs or interactive in browser? So let's go to Xah Fly Key. So let's show you. So I have here, you are looking at Xah Fly Keys, and you scroll down. Okay, let's turn on the JavaScript. So we see the YouTube. So you scroll down. So you see there's a SVG diagram. And so this is in a browser. It's not you can use Emacs. So let me show you the page. Okay, so you looking at the SVG diagram and go to Emacs, open the page, and search for SVG. You can see this block of code is the SVG. So you can use Emacs to generate this, of course, because it's just a text file. You can use Emacs to generate it, but then it's JavaScript coding to make it do things. So yes, generating and viewing inside. So if you want to view, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay. So here's the SVG source code. You can see. Let's go. You see this is the source code inside HTML file. Now let's go to keyboard. Okay. Let me show you. Let me show you some SVG file. Okay. We're gonna talk about keyboard actually. Okay, where is it? Layout. Where's my images? What? Hide the. So here is my bunch of images. I don't know. Okay, so you can see. So here, okay, hold on a second. So here is this is a directory, and here is a bunch of image files, and some of them are SVG. You can see those highlighted are SVG files. Now watch the pink window. Okay, I'm going to call a command show in the folder viewer. Then you can see the windows. We are on Windows, and magnify and Alt V for view, L for the view type, and idiotic windows. You don't have a key to switch to different type. You have to use arrow. So there it is. So let's see extra large icon. So you can see this folder is full of images, and some of them are PNG, and some of them are SVG. Okay, cancel. So for example, this one is SVG. So it asks you which browser you want to use to open it. Okay, Brave. So you can see SVG is scalable vector graphics. So you have infinite resolution, clarity, instead of the JPEG or PNG bitmap crap. Bitmap, like the JavaScript canvas invented by Apple idiots, and the gamers, the C++ programmers, the memory management, they love it. They love bitmap. Fuck. So bitmap is no good. Okay, SVG. So SVG is good. So here's another SVG file. So I want to so go back here, close that, back to Emacs. So we showed some SVG file. Okay, so let's open one of them. Okay, so here SVG file, open it. Actually, let's open this one, whatever this one. Okay, this one is Comac layout layers. Wait, what exactly? I mean, is Comac layout layers. I'm not sure exactly what type of Comac it. Anyway, let's look at the file. Okay, open it. So you can see. So here is the SVG source code as a file instead of embedded inside HTML. So here is how Emacs shows it. But can you actually view it as an image? I'm not sure actually. Let's open it, and let's say image mod. Oh, okay. So you can actually view SVG files inside Emacs. Okay, I must have done this before, but I don't remember. Okay, but let's see if we can magnify image, describe mod to see the documentation for the mod. Am I alive? Am I talking good? Comment, okay? So now we are looking for increase size, okay? Image increase size, mouse 4, 5, the idiotic Emacs jargon, fuck. Which key the fucking is the mouse 4 and 5? Control C, Control 4 and 5 is the scroll wheel, okay? So the Unix, the X11, fuck. Unix idiocy, incomprehensible shit. So C is control mouse 4-5. That means hold down control key and scroll up and down. Doesn't work. But actually, I think maybe, anyway, so it didn't work for SVG, but it probably works for JPEG file. So let's try PNG. Okay, wait. Let's try, hold on a second. Let's try another PNG file. Let's just magnify. Okay, the normal magnification doesn't work. Okay, describe function. So what is the increase rate? Image mouse increase size. Okay, I'm trying to magnify. Okay, let's see. Okay, A plus. Okay, wait, that's increase speed. Okay, just plus sign. I thought so, but okay, so there it is. So that's a PNG file. You see, we are losing resolution here because it's a PNG file. Plus sign for increase size, minus sign for decrease size, okay? Now that's a PNG file. Now let's try SVG file, okay? Now go to image mod. Now plus, good. Okay, there's some issues with, there is a problem with Emacs. You can see SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphics. Infinite resolution, but in Emacs, it's not infinite resolution. Because why? I can tell you why. Because the implementation, the way Emacs view SVG image is probably first converted to PNG. Okay, so that's a flaw. You know, some people, you know, view Emacs phonetics. You'll say, oh, Emacs is the best in everything. So I'm showing you actually a problem where every software that does SVG don't have that problem. But in Emacs, you have that problem. But among Emacs communities, you'll never hear it. So, you know, this kind of problem is everywhere in Emacs, but, you know, people just ignore it, like you know, the phonetics. So SVG, you know, in every application that displays SVG, it's the heart of SVG is, you know, scalable. But then when you view Emacs, in Emacs, it doesn't. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe on Linux it does better. I don't know. Is that so? So anyway, back to your question. You are saying you want to. So you want to basically, if I understand you correctly, okay. You know, answer me if I'm not, okay, like right away. So if I understand your question correctly, you want to have a SVG diagram generated in Emacs list, of course, and view it entirely in Emacs, like here. And wait, why is it not? Oh, okay, and what? Why can't I just magnify again? Yeah, sometimes you run into problems. You know, that's a problem of Emacs. Why can't I? Okay, now I can. You know, again, you lose resolution. You see, so you want to do SVG inside Emacs, and yeah, not recommended. Okay, forget about it. You know, first of all, you already seen the resolution problem. Then I believe you want to actually make it interactive. Forget it. Okay, converting SVG to UNT, that's a flat earth level genius. Probably some lib carrier stuff. Okay, so I'm not using Emacs on Linux. On Linux, it might be better. Okay, it's not for sure. You know, it always have these kind of problems, even on Linux. But I don't know for sure. Okay, maybe on Linux it's better. But even even if it works in Linux, you still have the problem. Emacs supposed to be cross-platform, just like Wolfram language. One application runs everywhere the same. Now if you wanna do what's the point? Browser is 1,000 times more compatible, used by everywhere else. You generate it, show in browser, can view on the phone, can view anywhere. JavaScript, HTML, SVG, standard technology. You do it. So what is the use? What is the possible usage on SVG in Emacs? Well, there's some use. For example, I can see some use. For example, stuff like keys, right? This is a key binding package. It would be nice, when I talk about this key binding, I can have a diagram inside it here. Actually, we can have that. Actually, so let's do some of that. Okay, so let's see. So did I miss any questions? So let me read the comments in a second. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just let's try to embed the image, because that's okay. So what are we doing to do? Okay, let's just, for example. Okay, so this example, let me show you an example. Okay, digression. Okay, so there is a movement by the keyboard nerds trying to improve the standard layout of a laptop keyboard. So you can see this is a normal laptop keyboard layout, which sucks because it's 100 years baggage, the staggered layout. So this is a Japanese guy. You can see the GitHub here, his GitHub page. He has improved. He changed it over the years. But anyway, so this guy created a ergonomic layout, trying to kind of standardize it. He published it on GitHub, telling other people, and you can see this is his result, symmetric, and symmetric, and it's. And one of the surprising things is that with this symmetric ergonomic layout, you actually have no more space. Now you have more spots for extra keys. Fantastic. I mean, now you see the space hogging space bar. You don't need that such a big bar. People like that because habit. Habit is a problem. If you look at your key, you never you never need to use your palm to place spacebar. I have an article on the spacebar. You just search for some article here. Anyway, so this is an improved ergonomic layout, and it gives you much more thumb keys. Windows key, Alt, Control, they are right under your thumb, and backspace, much better. And in fact, you have actually more spots for extra keys. So this is a surprisingly. So this is then another group. Okay, this group called they are this keyboard OLKB, which is a keyboard club, fans. They created this ortholinear layout for laptop. But by the way, this is not a real photo, it's a fake. It's a computer generated picture. So they are trying to ask people whether it's good, they are trying to design it. Anyway, it's a good move. So we are trying to have, kind of a ortholinear or ergonomic layout for laptop keyboard, and we are trying to kind of standardize it in some way. So like gradually more and more people, for example, more and more do-it-yourself people. Actually, this laptop is kind of open source laptop. So you go to the Reddit link I have here, you go and you can read in detail. So more and more people, maybe beginning with fan clubs, the do-it-yourself community. Then we have a standard laptop. So maybe in 20 years, possibly 20 years later, all the laptops is going to have kind of this layout, or maybe this. So this is a seed. Who knows what will happen in 20 years? I'll be gone, and you young people, maybe you'll have a family. most of you are young people, because older people who know things, they don't have time to watch YouTube. So maybe in 20 years, you'll have family, you'll be married, you'll be managers, and you'll forget about the Unix crap. You don't talk about it anymore. You'll be out of the software industry. So anyway, so this is a good thing. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, let me show you. Okay, so press a key, copy this. Okay, copied. Okay, now go split window. Let's hold on a second. Split. Okay, let's go to my Emacs blog. Okay, now let me show you. Okay, add a section and add a picture here, showing browser, and it's optimizing the you see, fantastic screenshot, and right away it's on my browser, so you can find the command on the pink window. Okay, so here is the image. We just did a screenshot. Okay, now we can embed this screenshot inside the source code of Emacs. So go back to the XahFlag keys, for example. Let's go make a backup. Let's paste it here. Okay, wait. Go back here, open it, copy it, back to the source code, XahFlag keys, paste it. You see, fantastic. Now you have an image embedded inside Emacs. Okay, that's fantastic. And by the way, you can do it with the Wolfram language. Okay, I wanted to talk about Wolfram. Wolfram desktop. Okay, so let me use this opportunity to show Wolfram desktop. Wolfram desktop. So new file, paste it. Wait, did it work? Paste. Okay, so when you have copy image. Okay, so now you paste. There it is. So why did the paste did not work? You see, that's because Emacs is idiotic. Let me explain. Okay, so we are trying to do. I'm trying to copy an image. So the content, copy the image. The content is basically, for example, you can do it in browser. Copy image. Okay. So the data is some kind of binary data supported by the Windows operating system. You can do it on the Mac as well. Then on the Mac or Windows, you can open Microsoft Word. I don't want to open it, but any application, you can typically paste the image. For example, let's see in Discord. Okay, let's paste the image. There it is. Okay, so we copy the image from the browser by just any web page. You can just right click, copy image, and you can paste it. But now, so we also paste it in Wolfram language. You can see, but now in Emacs it doesn't work. Okay, that's another problem. The problem with Emacs, lots of problems. So we so what are we doing? So I want to, what are we doing? So yeah, I screwed up my XahFlag keys for some reason. Shit. Okay, anyway, so I want to open a new buffer. Wait, what? Okay, a new buffer. Now let me try to paste it. Okay, paste. Oh, it works. Okay, anyway, let's forget about that. I'm not sure it actually works. It works because we were using the old Emacs image from. Anyway, forget about that. Okay. So I want to say, so you see the Wolfram language, you can paste it and you can start to do photo image processing. You can change the color. For example, let me show you quickly. Let's see if we can. Okay, so I'm digressing on the fly into a territory I'm not very familiar with. Okay, so because image manipulation, what I'm trying to show you is that Wolfram language can be used to manipulate image in a programmable way. That is, you just write code. You can invert the image. You can even use artificial intelligence. You just call a function and the input of this image as the input argument. Then it will tell you what is it a cat or dog? For example, so image processing. Here's all the functions about image processing. You can see. So. Okay, I'm not going to do this then because I'm not familiar with this functionality. This is introduced within 10 years. 10 years ago. You can Gaussian. Okay, let's try Gaussian filter this. Okay, let's just try this simply. Okay, so what? Okay, so wait, I need to input this. Okay, then the output. Let's try it. Okay, so here is the input of the image we just pasted, and now let's say Gaussian. Let's magnify so you can see. So Gaussian filter. Okay, and the input is the image. Let's try this. Okay, let's do this so you can easily see. X image equals to, copy it here, back to there, paste it here. So we actually, so I'm trying to show you the integration of image and the programming language source code. That's what the Mathematica notepad is. So we just pasted the image and we assign it to X, okay, a variable. Let's say enter. Okay, there it is, output. Now let's delete this crap. Now we say, okay, let's delete this crap. Now we say Gaussian filter X image and 210. Okay, so whatever those arguments are. Okay, 210. Okay, enter. Fantastic. Okay, so we have to adjust some kind of that's not too much contrast. Let's see what happens. Oh, now it's better. So that's a little demo of Wolfram language. Okay, it's free. Wolfram language, you just go to XahTV, Wolfram free. Then click get Wolfram language for free. You can buy a Raspberry Pi kit for like $50, then it's free, or you can download Wolfram engine, or you can download Wolfram script. I haven't yet, I need to work on Mathematica. I need to start to do a lot, coding with Mathematica. I'm gonna show you, okay? So anyway, back to the question, okay? So there are a lot of comments I kind of missed. Okay, so back to the Emacs. So we let's go back to Emacs. Okay, close that. What's going on? Raw text coding system, select coding system. What? Close that. What's going on? Close that. Yeah, raw text, whatever. Select coding system. I hate that when that happens. Okay. Close that. Close that. I think this is one of the bug with Emacs. Yeah, so it's because we pasted a image into XahFly keys. Now it doesn't know how to how to encode it, what kind of encoding to use. So undo. So now I think we are okay. Okay, now I think we screwed up on the mini buffer. Yeah. Restart Emacs, okay? restart Emacs, save buffer untitled. What buffer untitled? Don't save, close it, don't save. Yeah, you can't even, what the? Yeah, Emacs screwed up. Untitled, close, select coding system. Why should I select the coding system? Fuck. Okay. Control X, wait, meta X, kill buffer. Let's see if that works. Kill buffer untitled. Okay, fine. Idiotic. So what did we screw up something? I guess not. So let's go back to Emacs blog. Okay, we kind of showed that, image in source code. That's the point. That's the thing I want to show. It's useful because when you are, maybe you are writing some program for geography, for manipulating coordinate, Earth coordinate, GPS, or if you are writing a program for key binding, setting of keys. So if you are writing a driver, Linux driver for firmware, keyboard firmware, typically, the point is that you should be able to have images or whatever headers and section names inside your source code editor. The editor should not be limited to just text. That's a Unix philosophy idiocy. That's a consequence of the the Unix damage in society. But now, after 30 years, gradually we start to have that because, for example, the Python Julia notepad, the Julia notepad, they copied Wolfram notepad idea. So you started to see, especially you guys, new generations, you started to see, an editor that, has, section heading or math typesetting or including images. So that's a point, It's a good thing, okay? Source code do not necessarily should be just plain text. And by the way, you see this image in Wolfram language. Let me save this, okay? So let me show you this neat thing. So for example, let's name it TT untitled in desktop, okay? Now let's open this file so you can see the actual source code of what kind of source, what kind of format it saves this image. You'll be surprised. Let's go to desktop, okay? In Emacs. So here is a file we just saved. Okay, let's hide the detail, okay? So open it. You can see pure text. But how does it represent the image? You see this thing, raster box, raster, remember we talked about raster image format, JPEG, PNG, this is a raster image format. So this is how Wolfram language represent, the binary code. Wolfram Notepad, by the way, so Wolfram Notepad is all plain ASCII text. Okay, it's not even Unicode. So the source code of Wolfram Notepad is pure ASCII code. So in fact, we can edit it manually. Unix people love it. We need text format, so therefore people can edit. So let's edit it. Okay, so so this part we don't need. This is by the way, this kind of the parenthesis asterisk. That's the comment for Wolfram language. Okay, so let's delete that. So they're talking about let's delete that, and let me just show you. Delete those we don't need, and the entire, again, like I talked before, Wolfram language is kind of like a family of Lisp. Okay, you can think of it as a Lisp. So the entire syntax of Wolfram language is nested brackets like this. Okay, so the entire file you are looking at now is begin with a notebook. Okay, then bracket, then everything is inside. Okay, that you see. Let's go to the matching bracket. Okay. So you see, that's the end. Then at the end, again, it's a bunch of the comments, the cache information. Let me show you, okay? So you can delete that. You can delete that. You see notebook file outline, blah, blah, blah. Those are temporary information. You don't need it. Okay. So we used Wolfram language to create it, a notebook. We save it, and then we open it in Emacs, and we fucking around with it. and I'm going to let's do something. Okay, let's rename. You see, in the Wolfram language, we named the variable y. Okay, let's rename it to. We named the x. The variable, the image is x. Now let's just let's do surgery to rename the variable from x to y in Emacs. Then we reopen it in Wolfram notebook. Okay, so let me show you. So I'm trying to demonstrate the real, how the Wolfram language is actually just a text file, and the whole thing is just a nested brackets. The Wolfram language syntax, extremely uniform. So we rename it. Let's see. Okay, so rename it y. Then this binary format is actually. So let's see if there's so where's the Gaussian? Let's search for GAUSS. Okay, so we call the function Gaussian filter. Then row box. Let's see y. Okay, I believe that's it. Let's save it. Okay, save it. Close it. Wait. Did we save it? Opening output file, permission denied. Fuck. On Windows, if you have a file that's opening another application, the window won't allow you to save it. But however, on the Mac, it allows that. So in order to save this in Emacs, we need to close this in Wolfram language first. Okay. Now in Emacs, save it. Okay. Now it's saved. Now open in desktop. So here is a file. Let's open it again. Let's see. There you have it. You see this Y? Okay, that's the power of Wolfram language notebook. Okay, Wolfram language syntax and everything. In fact, I can, right now I can actually create a new cell. This thing in a Wolfram language notebook, they group things by cell. For example, you can have a title, for example. What's the shortcut for title? Cell. Format. Style sheet. Font, format style, title, Alt 1, okay? For example, press Alt 1. The fantastic WolframLang, okay? So save it. That's a title. So Wolfram notebook, it's not just source code. It's, think of it, it's like org-mod. You Emacs users, you are familiar with org-mod. Org-mod can do everything. It can export to 1,000 different formats, to HTML, to LaTeX, to MathML, to whatever. Wolfram actually can do exactly the same thing. In fact, more. So export. Do we have export, revert, publish? I haven't used publish to cloud, save to cloud, open cloud. You can, I haven't used this before, but you can export to PDF, to HTML, to I haven't used this feature for, the last time I used it is probably 10 years ago. I don't know where did the export menu went. Somewhere, okay, you can, we can start to look for, search for export. So, but since I'm talking about it, I should show it. Forget about it. Anyway, so Wolfram Notepad, you can think of it, it's like a org-mod, okay, but much more powerful, much more powerful. So you can integrate, image, title, headings, subheadings, and the typesetting, which I demonstrated in my Wolfram language video live stream a month or two ago. I have several, so go watch that. Okay, so that's a huge digression. Now, let me kind of go through the comments, and maybe that's kind of it. For today, I have we talked about, I kind of talked about a lot of things. So we've been talking for 40 minutes. Okay, we can talk for 20 minutes more. Digression. Okay, so back to Emacs. So it is indeed, so close that, it is indeed useful to have images such as SVG inside a source code or a text file. Okay, so you wanted to do SVG in Emacs, yeah, you can, but you want interactivity and things like that. Emacs, even in org mod, Emacs is actually, you are kind of pushing the hack, because Emacs is not really designed for it. You are kind of using all sort of hacks to try to do it, such as when we yeah. So I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, let me finish reading the comments. Let's see. Okay, so did I answer the questions kind of, or did I digress? So if you again comment now, okay, so we'll see. So hey Xah, Meet Patel says, hey Xah, is there any particular reason you swapped from Mac to Windows? Haven't been here for a while. Yeah, I talked about that a lot of times. I talked about it a few times because about 3 months ago, I bought a PC. Okay, you search my YouTube 3 months ago, I talked about that. So you can see my new PC, because my Mac is 5 or 7 years old. My Mac is a gift from a professor. So you can see, yeah, so this is a common topic everyone wants to ask, why do you use Mac? Why do you use Windows? Why do you use Linux and blah, 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 So just read my articles, okay? So here's why my history of operating system usage. Then this is my iMac 2009. Anyway, so my Mac here, a gift from a professor in 2017. However, the model is from 2014. So the Mac is 6 years old. So now, thanks to you guys' donation on Patreon, I got something like $4,000 after 4 years. So I got a new gaming computer. So this is January this year. So I got, this is what I use now. It's powerful. So you can see 6 megabytes of RAM, only half are used. All the applications open. Before I have to be very careful. You to close this, open that, then close that. now I'm free. And the fancy NVIDIA GPU and whatever, it's not, CPU, and stuff. So I have a full document. I documented my purchase and detail. And also bought, here's why I bought these Kinesis red switches. Also, I bought around the same time. So I expand here. So that's why, okay? So, you probably have questions like, which one do you think is better, Linux or Mac or Windows, and blah, blah, blah. That's, I got asked that all the time. So if you want to know the answer, it's all explained in the article, in the article here, okay? Full detail. So that answers that. Let's go to talk show. Let me just quickly write down what we talked about. Now there are several things I wanted to talk about, but I didn't have. We probably gonna skip it today. Okay, so here is some things we talked about. Mac Late Mini. What? Okay, we also talked about that. Get Wolfram language for free. This I don't want to talk about. Okay, then there's that. Okay. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay. Okay, here are several things we talked about on my XahTV Talk Show page. Okay. And you know, blah blah blah. And what else? This I don't want to. So we talked about SVG. Okay, so let me tell you about SVG. So we talked about that. Software keys, paste it here, and I must mention this page. Okay, SVG tutorial, complete SVG tutorial from the ground up. Learn yourself a JavaScript, then you can be a SVG master. Now this for example, this page shows you how to write a analog clock in SVG. Just 50 lines of JavaScript. Okay. Learn SVG in 1 hour. Okay. So copy that, close that. What? Paste it here. Make a link. Okay, we talked about SVG. Then what else? Scalable graphics. Yeah. So then okay. So let me go back to read the comment. Am I doing okay? So okay, so you take a break. Have you used your gergo recently? Have you changed the layout? Okay, so that's a question. Giuliano, have I used my gergo keyboard recently? No. The gergo keyboard guy is a fantastic guy. He gave it to me. You know, he sent his keyboard to me, and he also sent me some money. You know, because he is a good guy. So where's the keyboard? So that's a do-it-yourself gergo. You know, actually he sent me 2. So this is the first one. I have it. I don't. You know, actually, this is a book. Okay. So where is my gergo keyboard? Should I show it? Yeah, it's some trouble to take it out. Yeah, it takes some time to take it out. It's in a drawer and it's in a box, but it broke. That's why. Anyway, so I used this keyboard for like 3 months. Not as my main, because because you know, this is not a full-sized keyboard. Okay, let me talk about that a little bit. So where is the so again, let me show you my keyboard so you can see. Okay, so this is Kinesis Advantage 2, and that's the Ultimate Hacking keyboard, which I use for like a macro pad. Okay, you can find all the discussions reviews on my website. So the gergo keyboard is fantastic. Okay, you know, it's not my favorite, because I don't like the 60%, 40% keyboard. Okay, he's a big fan. I'm not a big fan of it, but he sent it to me so I can. This is the first time I actually try it. You know, so I can actually have a good. You know, I can solidify my opinion. Maybe I'll change my mind. So it, you know, so 60% keyboard is useful, but it's not for me in general, because I have to, because you have to type Chinese. You don't have enough keys. Okay, now let me explain. So the 40% keyboard people, they say, so you just use code, so you have lots of thumb keys, right? But even with code, you still have like, you have 100 commands and you only have 10 keys basically. Well, you have like 50 keys, but then you have 5,500 commands, you know, in switching windows, or, you know, all sort of switching windows, you know, or minimize, maximize, Photoshop, you know, you have basically, in general, you have 10 times shortcuts than what possibly you have keys or key codes. Now, key codes are great. And also, I have an article on how many codes you can actually have. You can have, you know, you can have 1,000, no problem. But still, once you get after 100, you know, you started to have lots of code, and you have to memorize it. You know, you have to memorize, you know, what application, whether you are on Linux or Mac, this on Windows, it's that, you know, minimize window, even minimize window, different keys, okay? So codes, you know, so then it's not that great, okay? So it's, I don't think it's the 60% or 40%, it's not the ideal solution for a power station situation. Power station meaning you sit here, that like I'm on my power station, you control the world, you know. Nuke it, you know, everything you want to do, just one button, key press, you know, it is your power station. So 60%, they are good if you know, have a small apartment, you live with your mom, you have to carry it around, you are on airplane, you know, tiny, you know, and you know, but it's not, I don't think it's suitable for power station situation, especially also because when you need to type a lot math symbols, for example, math symbols. Okay, so when you consider math symbols, then, you know, there's really a lot of problems. Also, I type Chinese, okay? I have to type Chinese. So if you have all these symbols, you really stress out the code situation on the 60%. You know, most these 60%, they don't type that much, you know. But if you need, I do. I need to type, I type more than most programmers, you know, 2 or 3 times. Because I write a lot, I write blogs, I have like 6 blogs, you know, on math, on programming, on art, on English literature, you know. And I chat, you know, I talk nonstop on my Discord, telling people how things should be, you know. So, and then I have to type math symbols, you know, then you know, the APL programming language, not just APL, you know, Wolfram language, you know, math symbols. And so that is why I don't recommend, I mean, I would say that 60% or 40% is not the ideal. It's not ideal keyboard for a power station keyboard at a nuclear center, okay? Nuclear, you know, weapon center, okay? So this is not your battle station. You know, if you sit in your battle station, this is not ideal. But it's, you know, so anyway, so also, so I mean, I'm thinking you probably are interested in my review, right? So, but it was, you know, it works fine, and I devised. There are a few things you want to be careful. Okay, just read my review. Okay, I outlined some of the issues with the gergo. So if you want to buy this keyboard, make sure that don't get the flat keycaps. That's, you know, don't get flat keycaps. You want to spherical curve. Okay, you also want a kind of a tactile nipple on the J and F keys, because on this one it doesn't have that. Then oftentimes my hand is on the wrong column or the wrong row, and I cannot tell. I have to look, you know, so that's the issue. So you want the spherical top keycaps. You also want the tactile bump, you know, on the J and F. And also you want the key switch to be at no more than 40 grams, okay? The one I have is actually 55 grams. He sent it to me because there's a miscommunication. You know, anyway, so 55 grams, that's very, not good, okay? So these three are the major issues with this particular one I have. So if you want to buy this, I recommend, make sure, you get the one I just mentioned, those things. Then also this, also it's, these are do-it-yourself, you need a case, you want a case, okay? The way it came, it looks like that. You flip over, it's PCB board, it is scratch, hitches your clothes, and it's not robust. Okay, so you want to get a case. So if you really, if you want to buy this, you want to buy something like that. With a case, you can 3D print it and so on. So that's what I think of gergo. And also one more thing I want to mention. So gergo, they have a default layout. I tried it. It's okay, but I created my own layout. Okay, XahGergo layout. This is fantastic. Works on with XahFly keys in Emacs. Fantastic. Okay, I would recommend you try this my layout. Even today, I mean, a lot of people think of my website, is it still relevant? It is still relevant. Try this red layout, okay, for gergo keyboard. Okay, that's gergo. Now, he actually also sent me even more extreme gergoplex. And, so this is my photo. And this is other people's photo. So make sure you want the curved top keycaps. Okay, make sure of that, and you want the case like that. Okay, you want a nice case like that, not not like the one I have. Plain PCB. So there it is. But this is even less keys, like 36 keys only. I haven't had time to actually set it up. The problem with this do-it-yourself is that these nerds, he's a great guy, but these nerds, they don't take the trouble to actually try to explain how to make it work. For example, I got this fantastic, okay? I got this. I'm gonna start to use it. I love playing with keyboards, but I cannot. What do I have to do? I have to literally spend at least 5 hours to study the QMK configuration tool. Now for the gergo keyboard, that's easy because they already have options. So even that you have to spend a few hours. But for the gergoplex, they don't have, it's not built in on the site. I have to download the QMK tool, maybe compile it, maybe I need GCC or whatever compiler, so that's I haven't had, I haven't got a chance to configure this yet. So that's a issue, okay? Yeah, so anyway, that's my opinion about gergo and gergoplex. Quite a few people on XAH Discord also bought it, so yeah, so I want to, so let me finish the comments. Okay, we are about done. I have to go. So do we have more comments? Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so yeah, we do have gergo fans. Yeah, so just remember, check out my article. Make sure you get those keycaps and stuff, and you'll be good. Dr. Racket, okay, handling animation, okay, algorithm, write an algorithm where you need to label points and such. Exactly. So that's image or diagram in source code is very sometimes extremely helpful when you, especially when you document, especially when you want to, for example, you need to explain the detail of the algorithms. Sometimes, for example, if you are doing graph, drawing graphs or keyboards and lots of applications, you need that. Julia, yeah, Julia is also good. Okay, so wait, Julia, yeah, Julia, the programming language Julia is good. This is crap to store file in source code. What? Long time no see. Akira, hello, Akira. What's your preferred mouse or trackball? Okay, so I gotta go. So, but we can talk about that a little bit. Okay, so we talked about keyboard. So go back to Emacs. So hold on a second. So let me talk about mouse, and that's it. 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes. Okay. SVG clock. What's going on? Gergo keyboard. Paste it here. Okay. Gergo keyboard and Gergo Plex. Okay, mouse. Okay, so let's talk about mouse. I should talk about, let me talk about mouse next time, because actually I got a lot of things to say. Right now my mouse is this one. It works okay, but it's not perfect, okay, because but it works okay because I already have lots of the, fantastic keyboard macro, programmable keyboards. And also one more thing important is that, I use the hover to click, hover to activate Windows, so that's critical. That's a great time saver, okay? Let me talk about mouse another day. Trackball I don't have, but I do have 2 trackball, but those are, let me talk about that another day. Okay, so here's the question. Are the low profile keys a problem for hand health? No. Low profile keys are good, okay? Low profile keys are good. I mean, as long, you want mechanical, okay? Be sure it's mechanical. So let me, those are choco key switches, okay? On the gergo. Choco is a key switch made in China. So let me show you. Here, choco, Kyle choc switch, chocolate. So they have a video. This marketing video, fantastic, high tech. So they are good, okay, because I have used it on this keyboard, and of course on the gergo, the choc keyboard. That's great. Make sure you want the activation must be no more than 45 grams, okay? Anything above 45 grams, doesn't matter it's linear or not, I don't like. I actually have a problem. So it must be 45 grams or less, or even 40 grams. Okay, so choc switch. So Giolano says I sent a linked an article on your previous video showing some interesting concepts with a 34 key, but I think the comment got deleted. I didn't see it. That's a problem. The YouTube, the Google doing things, I didn't see the comment. And sometimes I see a comment in my I have no idea about that comment. Sometimes I see a comment on the where's the on the there's a anyway it's not on this page. Anyway, it's a problem with YouTube, okay? Google controlling things, so sometimes I don't see the comments. The best thing is join Discord. You can kind of but on Discord we talked about lots of things, okay? So be mentally prepared. We talk about lots of wild things on Discord. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Donate, okay? Donate. Put money in my pocket. You go to my website, you can see my Patreon or PayPal and Amazon gift card. Yeah, again, then you have to type pinyin on 40%. You know, many of these 40% fans, they don't get it. Like you okay, this is getting into the, you know, the controversy kind of, you know, I'm going to show the Xah personality. It's going to piss off lots of my fans, you know. the you know, sometimes I get donation from fans, you know, they really love my stuff. Then they say something, because but usually I don't know who they are unless you pay me a lot, you know, like I don't know. And especially you guys, you know, use you know, anonymous, you know, I don't know, I cannot associate, you know, on YouTube you have one name, on Discord it's another name, you know, and next month you deleted your account, things like that, you know, these people, you people. Anyway, so sometimes my fans, you know, they really like my stuff, and sometimes they put an opinion, and I dissed them, and they got pissed. You know, that's not good. That's my flaw. That's my flaw. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So there are a lot 40% fans and happy hacking fans. You know, they. Anyway, you got a problem. Okay, 40% keyboard. You know, for typing pinyin and Russian, you have problems. But again, then you have people who type Russian who insist that it's no problem. Anyway. Yeah, Emacs speed silver is good. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Bye, guys. Actually, you know, today I got other things to talk about, but I guess that's it. 1 hour and 10 minutes. I've had other things to. Okay, next day. Bye, guys. Oh, what do I prefer, mouse or trackball? If I really have to pick one, I would say mouse. Okay, I always have a heart for trackball for since 1990s. I always believed, you know, I really want to believe. I deeply believe the trackball is actually a better device. You know, better in intuitiveness, and also better in efficiency in how in the maneuver and control. And it turns out, I believe that's false. Okay, now let me okay, again, I need to talk about that next time, because this is gonna be an hour. Because okay, well, in fact, I have articles on it. Okay, I have articles. You just go to my trackball articles. Trackball versus mouse, how to choose the trackball. So I have a kind of a detail on the, you know, the full things about trackball versus mouse. Which one is better? What are the advantages? Who says what? Who believes in what? Is there scientific data? You know, and how do you test it? How do you, you know, all these things I talked about. Anyway, trackball is still very good, okay, but it's mouse. Let me put it this way: if you want the most efficient control of the cursor, meaning that the best example is playing first-person shooters, okay, mouse is better than trackball by a magnitude, okay. But otherwise, trackball is more intuitive, okay. But trackball has got other problems, because trackball, you need to clean it like every month. You need to, like, you know, take a minute, you know, just one, you know, just actually 10 seconds. But still, that's an issue. You have to do it every month. Otherwise, the ball becomes less smooth. But with the mouse today, you know, optical or laser, you don't have to do that. So it's more convenient. And the other issue with trackball is that because the mouse is massive market, for each trackball there are literally 100 or more different mouses. So the mouse market is huge. So there's lots of effort and research, and, you know, 10 buttons, 20 buttons, the placement of buttons, the switch of, but, you know, you have lots of research and, you know, stuff. with trackball, but with the trackball, the market is very small, so there's not much. For example, on mouse today, you can easily find lots of gaming mouse that have highly programmable, choice, highly programmable, and all sort of things on the firmware. Okay, you have the CPU, they have a chip on the mouse, but on a trackball, you cannot find one. Okay, a trackball you also have a lot, but the point is, for each trackball you see here, you can see, oh wow, my God, there's lots of choices. But actually, for each one here, you have literally 100 different type of mouse. So the mouse market is far more than trackball. And for trackball, you cannot find one that's actually programmable today. I mean, with built-in memories, the real, actual programmable, like a programmable keyboard, not relying on software, not relying on cloud. Okay, you cannot find one. So far as I know, I don't think any of these has. I want it to be firmware programmable. That just like QMK, just like keyboard QMK. You know what I'm talking about, right? Or Kinesis keyboard. The program. You don't have that on trackball. That's a problem. But you do have on mouse. So that's an issue with trackball because small market and so on. Bye.